Hello everyone, this is FOD and welcome to my channel once again. This video is on the preview of episode 8 of Kinnporsche La Forte. Now, considering what happened in episode 7, I am really confused. I don't know where to start from with the preview according to what happened in the novel and where it's going to take us to, because I cannot even guess what will happen in episode 8. But I'll try to get a little bit into Taiwan's story, because since they've introduced Taiwan in episode 7, definitely we are going to be seeing Taiwan in episode 8, or probably some events that will lead to Taiwan's entrance in the show. I'm going to go a little back into the novel to create a reasonable, or shall I say understandable, storyline, so that I don't just jump into Taiwan without letting you know how Taiwan came to affect Porsche's relationship with Kim. Back in my preview of episode 6 and recap of episode 5, I talked about how Meg had gone to greet Kin at the hospital and how Porsche had seen Meg in Kin's room and he felt uncomfortable in front of Meg. He couldn't understand why his instincts was screaming at him to avoid Meg. That day that Meg came to greet Kin in the hospital was the day Kin knew that Meg had returned from England. And he asked Meg about why Meg returned from England. And Meg was like, he had some business in Thailand that he needed to do for the family. There was a little bit of awkwardness between Meg and Kin. But at that point, we the readers, we did not know what was really going on. After that, there's a particular restaurant that Kin likes going to. And it happens that restaurant was Kin and Taiwan's favorite place to eat while they were still in their relationship. Kin now took Porsche to that restaurant. Meanwhile, everybody in that restaurant knew Kin with Taiwan. One of the servers approached Kin and carelessly made reference to Taiwan. Now remember, Porsche does not know Taiwan or anything about Taiwan. This particular server also recommended Taiwan's favorite dish. I don't know the name of that dish offhand. And innocent Porsche decided to try the dish. Fortunately for Porsche, unfortunately for Kin, Porsche liked the dish. And he even encouraged Kin to eat out of the food. Now, Kin was all sort of uncomfortable. His body language changed. Porsche did not really know what was going on. So, and Porsche can be very careless with his feelings. He just brushes aside like it's not a big deal. After they left that place, some other things happened. Because of the way they've already lived over all those things that happened before, what happened in episode 8. I'm also not going to go into them because they feel irrelevant to me. But if they should bring up those things in subsequent episodes, then I will make reference back to them. But for now, I don't think they are really necessary because a lot of things happened that was skipped. At home, on a particular day, Porsche found himself with Kin's phone. Now, Kin has 2 phones. There is one that he carries around. There is another that he kept in the drawer in his office, in his bedroom. That particular phone contains all his memories with Taiwan. So he doesn't use it. It's like a souvenir from when he was dating Taiwan. He now sent Porsche to go and get something in the office. I can't remember whether it's a document or something. Porsche stumbled on the phone. He was not checking out the phone because he has never seen the phone with Kin. So he was checking out the phone. He turned on the phone and then he now saw videos and pictures of Kin and Taiwan. And what struck him was that in all those pictures and videos, Kin was very happy. As in the look in Kin's eyes, Porsche had never seen it before. He was angry, he was envious, he was jealous, he didn't know what to do. So while he was checking out these things, Kin entered the room and snatched the phone from him. Porsche left without asking questions. So later he started snooping around and Pet was now the one that told him about Taiwan. The very next day, one of Kin's friends called him to tell him that Taiwan was back in the country. And the moment Kin heard that news that Taiwan was back in the country, he became destabilized. He became confused. He didn't know what to do again. The next thing Kin did was to shut out Porsche. For a week, almost 2 weeks, Kin was not talking to Porsche. He was avoiding Porsche. Porsche became very, very frustrated. It was now when Porsche became frustrated that Porsche now decided to leave the house. He now went to stay in Thames' house. He didn't go to his own house because he knew that if he should go to his own house, that Kin may come there to look for him. Remember that at this point, Shay had started living in the mansion with them and he had already started dating Kim. Porsche was miserable. He was confused. He tried to talk to Kin. Kin was not responding. Kin was ignoring him. He became really, really broken. He got drunk at Thames' house. He was so drunk, he did not know when he typed on Facebook about his heartbreak and how falling in love is so painful and all that. It was when he made that post on Facebook that King knew that Porsche was not even in the house. So through his GPS, he was able to know where Porsche went. I think maybe he now sent someone to go and watch over Porsche or something. That was when Vegas returned Porsche's bike. Remember in my recap when I was vexing about all the things they jumped? You to imagine, even the things I'm recounting now that are related to Taiwan, they are a minute part of the things that were jumped. A lot of things happened that they jumped that I'm like, are they taking them back or are they bringing some other things from part 2 of the novel forward? I don't understand the reason why they jumped all those scenarios, all those lead-up stories. So it was the post he made on Facebook about his heartbreak that made King knew that Porsche was suffering because of his attitude. He sent someone to go and watch over Porsche, and it was now those people that now reported back to him that Porsche went on a bike ride with Vegas because Vegas brought the bike to Thames' house, and Porsche was already drunk because he has been drinking because of his heartbreak. And Vegas was like, "This is your bike that we've just pimped. Take me on a ride with it." And Porsche was like, "I can't drive, but if you want to drive, take the key." So Vegas took the key and took Porsche on the drive. So when they returned, it was almost immediately Vegas left that King arrived. The moment Porsche discovered that King was there and he was mad, Porsche ran into Thames' room and locked the door and told Thames that they should find a way to send King away. And King was mad. So there is this guy that is Thames' neighbor. So this guy and Thames are not really cordial, but you know King, you know how aggressive King is. So Thames needed all the help he could get to get rid of King. So he called security of the area. He called that guy. The security guy and that neighbor were now the one that helped him to send King away. King banged on the door, ordered Porsche to come out. Porsche did not answer him. Porsche stayed in the room. He was scared, he was angry, he didn't know what to do. So while Porsche became angry enough, decided to break up with King. And King was trying to get in touch with Porsche, but Porsche was hiding from him. Taiwan came to the house, and Takun went berserk. Like, Takun was like, "What are you doing here? We don't need you in this house. We don't want to ever see you again. Don't ever come here again. You've already broken up with my brother. It's been years. What do you want? What are you looking for?" But King did not know how to react. He was still very much affected by Taiwan. Taiwan was just trying to slip back into King's life. King was not responding to him. Neither was he sending the guy away. So nobody really knew what King was thinking, what his decision would be. Nobody knew whether King still liked the guy or not because he was just passive. He didn't ask Taiwan to stay or not stay. He just tolerated the guy. So Taiwan got Porsche's number. So he invited Porsche for lunch. And at the lunch, he threatened Porsche that if Porsche does not leave King for him, he will harm Shay. So Porsche warned Taiwan that if you touch my brother, I'll kill you. Porsche did not really take Taiwan serious. Because of his interaction with Taiwan, Porsche became so furious. Before he was like, I will just break up with him. But now after his interaction with Taiwan, he decided to even stop working for King. So he told Tim to carry him to King's house. So when he got there, he grabbed his brother, packed all their loads, and they left. Then after that, Taiwan kidnapped Shay and took Shay to their old house. He now gathered boys to rape Shay, but Meg now came along and rescued Shay. Porsche, while looking for Shay, called King to let King know that Taiwan had kidnapped Shay and that he needed information on where he could find Taiwan. So that is how everybody gathered and they all started looking for Taiwan. They were later able to trace Taiwan to the house. Porsche and his own group got to that house first. When Porsche got to that house, he went in alone and confronted Taiwan. Taiwan was already waiting for him with a group of guys. Those guys were meant to beat Porsche up, not knowing that Porsche is a professional fighter. So Porsche trashed all of them. And after trashing them, he trashed Taiwan too. It was while he was beating up Taiwan that everybody arrived. Before Meg now arrived with Shay, and Shay explained to Porsche that Meg was the one that rescued him from getting raped. So let me stop there. As you can see, they jumped a lot of story that led up to Taiwan's introduction. Now that they want Taiwan to be stalking King, I can't wait to see exactly how they want to maneuver the storyline. I'm really looking forward to it. So that's all for today. Remember that my novel, The Heart Wants What the Heart Wants, is still ongoing on Good Novel and Light Reader apps. Make sure to check it out. The links are in the comment section. Drop a review